Students, now we are starting with the second part of our lecture 1, part 2, pertaining to English comprehension and composition and functional English uh, in the course of BS Math, BS Zoology, and BBA. So we are starting with the second part, that is concerning the vocabulary and its usage, philology and etymology. First, I would like to explain these two terms so that after the explanation of these two terms, we will move forward. So, there is mostly confusion between these two words. So, first let us clear these two words, then we will move forward. Philology. Philology is the name given to the science of language. Science of language is known as philology. Etymology. Etymology tells us about basic form, from where the word is originated, when it was first spoken, and what did it meant initially, and how it got its present usage. So, three things are to be considered here. First, where the word is originated. Second, when it was first spoken. And third, what did it meant initially and how it got its present usage. So these three things are the part of etymology. Philology is a very comprehensive word. It covers all aspects, speaking patterns, utterance of sounds, evolution of language. Philology covers all these things, but etymology is only concerning the basic form of the words. Vocabulary outcomes. So, what are outcomes in a vocabulary? We are going to have a definition of vocabulary. Second point, types of vocabulary. Then we are going to have a view on the research findings about vocabulary and how to teach and enhance our vocabulary, role of context in vocabulary, and steps in building vocabulary. These six things are important to be noted when we are studying about vocabulary, meaning, and vocabulary enhancing. What is vocabulary? So, simple definitions are mentioned here. It is a glue that holds stories, ideas, context together, making them accessible. So, glue, what is the function of glue? The function of glue is to hold things together. So, vocabulary holds stories, ideas, speech, etc. It makes them together so that the language may be accessible. The more a person has vocabulary, the more he is fluent in any language. Second part is words are starting point. Without words, children can't talk. When a baby is very small, 2 or 3 years, we teach them small words like chair, tree, jug. Very simple words. We give them the idea of simple words. So the words are the starting point of any language. Before the words, utterance of sound has its importance. Then the words and their idea. Words are always associated with some thought or idea. Without idea and without thoughts, words do not have any place. So all the words are associated with thoughts or ideas. So in order to build your vocabulary, you should also have some image or some idea about that word, or a symbol about that word. So the words are the language of symbols. Without words, we can't talk. Third point is vocabulary is a list of words which means for distributing communication with other people. So it is a list of words. It makes our communication with other people very easy. Nature of vocabulary. Nature of vocabulary. What it does, it improves your skills listening, speaking, reading, and writing. These are the four basic skills. In order to enhance our vocabulary, we have to focus all these four skills equally. Second point is it is used to cultivate communication competence. If a person has good accumulation of vocabulary, good source of vocabulary, then his communication will be also be good. Third point is to show the way to study. Research findings. So about vocabulary, what the different sort of scholars and research students have find out. I have written some of the basic points here. First is first is the conclusion about the research about vocabulary. The first conclusion is word knowledge is essential for comprehension. In order to comprehend anything, in order to understand any essay, paragraph, article, in order to understand the speech of some person, you need to have the word knowledge. So it is an essential thing. Second part, oral interactions and wide reading in a variety of text types is to be encouraged and supported. So in order to enhance our vocabulary, we should study newspapers, different sort of articles pertaining to the specific language. We should study literary books, novels, and also new research articles in order to understand the transformation pertaining to the words and their usage. Third point is learning new concepts requires active involvement. So in order to have the better implication or employment of the words, you have to be active orally. Third point is multiple exposure to a word is necessary to learn. If I know a word, for example, I know a word look, I use word look in the sense of watching something or observing something. But sometimes the word look is used in order to understand. Sometimes the word look gives the sense of thinking. So it depends upon the usage of the word look. So multiple exposure to a word is necessary in order to learn any language. Definitions from dictionary is not recommended practice. We should not utterly rely on dictionaries in order to enhance our vocabularies. Vocabulary can be enhanced by listening, watching movies, listening to news, listening and reading different sort of journals. So a word in a context has its own definition, has its own meaning. So you should never utterly rely on dictionary alone in order to enhance your vocabulary. Sixth point is that relating new words to other already known similar words. So when we know the meaning of one word, we should relate it with another word in order to have the clear sense of that word. For example, the word glare, see, view, uh, gaze, oogle, that have similar words but have different meanings. So in order to